Today, we're going to take you to a little bit different neighborhood in Northwest Reno. And the reason why this neighborhood is still popular to this day is you're not very far from the university. So these homes can be people that have lived in Reno for a long time. They can be homes for people that are buying investment property to put their kids in that are going to school. And there's some other homes in these areas that are actually really big, 4 and 5 and 6 bedroom homes that make great rental property. The home we're going to actually walk you inside of today is $475,000. We're going to show you a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, a little over almost between 18 and 1900 square feet, built in the 70s. Let's go around and take a look. And this one right now is a vacant, empty house. And you're going to walk in with a tile entry. And then this particular house has kind of a big great room concept with many of the homes built in this time frame you don't see. So again, right here would be your dining area. And then as you step down into here, you sort of have your kind of living room, family room combination with a kitchen and the laundry room that are over this direction. If you're putting in college students, you may decide to leave it exactly how it is. If you are someone that maybe wanted to live here yourself, you might do a few extra things. Now, the other cool thing about this neighborhood is they all have actual wood-burning fireplaces, because when you have homes built 70s and earlier, you're almost always gonna have wood-burning fireplaces if there actually is a fireplace. But you've kind of got that original OG kind of rock work that you're going to see, where many of these have been redone, remodeled, those kind of things. These are something that you're not going to see in a lot of the newer homes where you just get the gas fireplaces. And again, for people looking for mature landscape, big trees, all that kind of stuff, which leads you out to the fact that we got some pretty good sized lots here. And so if we open up the slider, watch yourself when you come stepping out, Sid. You got new fencing on the one side. You've got nice grass work. And of course, this time of year that we're recording, the trees are not going to look that great. But again, if you were to come up close, the houses behind you, you're relatively close together. The university is that direction. So again, a lot of nice neighborhoods as far as that stuff goes. And if you show them on the side, these have fruit trees. Some of these, this one in particular does not, but some of these houses over here are going to have a much bigger side yard where you might have RV access, that kind of thing. This particular house happens to have brand new paint, so it's in really good shape. Some new-ish windows. These are not the original 1970s windows. And the biggest thing is when you're in these older houses, in these older neighborhoods, you do need to look at those systems, because things like water heaters, if it has heat, depending on what kind of heating and air conditioning, the roof, electrical, plumbing, these are all things you're going to want to take a look at when you're buying these houses in these older neighborhoods to kind of see what kind of features we have. But again, this one, as we come back in, and the bedrooms are all down this direction, right? So you've got some newish kind of flooring that they put in here, and primary bedroom. So this one, again, in these older homes, are not going to be quite as big or as new, but if you give her a shot like that, and as you come this way, Sydney, you can show them. We don't have the closet doors on this particular house, but we've got double sinks, and you're always going to have that much smaller toilet and shower area than you might see in some of the more modern homes. So as we come down here, this is where the other 3 bedrooms are. So you've got rooms that pretty much either need new paint. This one has a little wallpaper border. It's got blinds, but all 3 of these rooms are basically similar size. I always call them kid bedrooms. Obviously, you can use them as an office, whatever the case may be. But if you come back in here, this one's off the back. Does need closet doors. It does have the original light fixtures, which is nice. So you've got lights in the ceiling. It'd be easy to turn into a can light or something along those lines. And this particular one, you see this a lot in this area, has the popcorn ceiling still. So for those of you that don't like that want to scrape that off, it's not a hard project. But if you show the bedroom just next to it, they're all going to be very similar in size. No garage, like I said, no closet doors. But again, newer windows, and that kind of thing. We have the bathroom, which has wallpaper, and like this kind of feature, I mean, this is not like a mirror you normally see in houses like this, but you just never know in these areas what you're gonna see. These are the kind of homes that, again, they're not for everybody because they need a little bit of work, they need a little bit of time. But if it's someone who, again, wants a rental property, you might have college students, you can rent 4 rooms out to 4 kids in a house like this, and you're gonna get a much higher rent than if you're renting it out to a family that is, all paying that one rent together. If you're someone who's thinking about moving to Northern Nevada, do me a favor. Click the link in the description below. We'll get you a copy of our free buyer's guide that'll get you a bunch of the information you need to get your journey started. So we just want to give you an idea what it looks out in front. You got a little brand new garage door, a little brickwork, fresh paint. And as we pan down the street, like this house doesn't have a whole lot of landscaping in the front, some nice, easy, low maintenance again, which makes a great thing for college students and those along those lines. But if you were to take a look down the street here, you're going to see on this particular street, we've got a lot of 1-story houses and things on those lines. If we walk down here a little bit and you start to see a little bit more of what we've got, they're going to look really similar, and some have been remodeled, some have been done a little better than others as far as the updates and things go. But again, many of them, especially this time of year, the grass is going to go dormant. It's going to start to look this way. It's a popular area, but it's definitely someone, if you're not handy or not someone who has the ability to maybe do a little bit of upgrades, a little bit of work on your own, it potentially can get a good price on a house, but then you might have to spend a little more money than you'd like doing some remodeling and some updating and those kind of things. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to bring Sydney on camera. I want you to come swing around and over here and just hang out with me for a minute.
I think for a lot of people, it is convenience of location in terms of getting back to I-80 and 580. It's super convenient. I mean, we're 2 minutes drive from the highway on ramps, and you're very close to downtown. So if you're interested in any of the events going on, or downtown just happens to be your scene, you are right here. We have a great university presence here as well. We're kind of that more small town community, and we talked about that a little bit in a different video, where our university is important to us, and we love the sporting events, we love the games, and you're 5-10 minutes away from the university, depending on how far you need to go. It's just a good close proximity to things, and they love the walkability of this. I mean, from this neighborhood to parks and recreation and schools and things are close here. There's 4 elementary schools right close to here, 2 Catholic schools, 1 elementary, 1 middle, and then Clayton Middle School. There are just pretty much everything you could possibly need right here in this little bubble.
And price points, like what's the highest people really in this neighborhood usually see?
The highest price point that I saw when I was doing a little bit of research, kind of combing through the MLS, is about $650. You can find some in the low 700s, but those will be kind of one-offs. They're not super common, but you're kind of looking for more of a mid 500-ish range in here is kind of the average sales price going on in this area at this time.
Right, and really a lot of it just depends on how big and
Yes.
space you need and like how remodeled they've been.
I drove 2 minutes away from the house that we were just at, up the street, and right across the street is Clayton Middle School. That is the school that we had discussed earlier. And right across the street from it is St. Albert Catholic Church. It also has a school attached to it. So if you're looking for some private education as well as potential religious affiliation, you have that option in this area as well. And just up the road is Northwest Park. So there are baseball diamonds, soccer fields, places that you can go and run your dog, play with your kids, do whatever it is that you want to do outside of your house. Very walkable neighborhood, safe. On the sidewalk, people bike all around this area. So close proximity right down here off Keystone, getting off the highway, there is a new upgraded shopping center that they put down there. The In-N-Out Burger is super popular down there, and there's tire centers, little grocery stores.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new stuff. When I went to college here, that was like an old shopping center then, and then over the last 5 years or so, they remodel all that kind of stuff. So
this is that upgraded shopping center that Brian had talked about earlier. It has been here for a long time, but it has been upgraded fully. I know that Panera is new down here, a Starbucks right across the way, Mountain Mike's Pizza, Chipotle, there is a Cracker Barrel here as well. And if you go anywhere kind of within 2 minutes of this little shopping complex, there is an O'Reilly Auto Parts, there is Federal Credit Unions, pretty much anything that you could possibly think of or want to have will be within a close proximity to you. There's a Jamba Juice here. This is Highway I-80 here right across the way. You go down another 2 minutes to the east and you are on the highway interchange to go north and south. There's a car wash down here. So pretty much anything that you could possibly want, need, or are looking for will be close by.
if you're someone who's looking at the Northwest Reno, remember on this area, when you're on the inside of McCarran, a lot different because the further you get out on the outside of McCarran and then all the way to Somerset, if you haven't seen our video about Somerset, you can check that one out. There's a vast difference in what you're looking at because this is definitely for people that like mature landscaping, older homes, older neighborhoods. And the further you go towards the west and towards Somerset, the newer everything gets. So with that being said, if they're looking for information, what do they need to do?
You can call us or you can click the link in the description below for our free buyer's guide.
We'll get you all the information you need about Old Northwest, Northwest, Somerset, anything Northwest Reno. But we just want to get you a little information, get you inside of a property. Because I know that's something a lot of you guys requested, wanting to see what some of these look like on the inside.
Definitely.
Rather than just walking around and driving around. But again, good area, a lot of positives for Northwest Reno. So with that being said, we'll see you on the next video. If you're thinking about moving to Northern Nevada, do me a favor, check out this video we did right here about all the best neighborhoods in Reno.